It is now 6 o'clock and it's time to start our City Council Budget Workshop for July 17th at 6 p.m. I do call this workshop to order. If you would please rise for the invocation followed by our Pledge of Allegiance. Father in heaven, we come to you tonight giving you our budget. May you guide us and may you help us to make the right decisions for the city of Floresville. It is all in your hands and we give it to you, Lord. We say this in Jesus' name, amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Thank you. We do have a quorum tonight. Councilman Johns, Councilwoman Cantu, myself, Sissy Gonzalez-Dipple, Councilman Ortiz, and Councilman Nissen. Thank you so much. At this time, I'll open the floor for any citizens' comments. I don't think I see too many. Okay, thanks. We're going to go on to our presentation discussion on our budget. Monica, I think I'm a little too loud. Okay. Just a little bit. And we're going to start in our Parks Department. I'm going to hand this over to Henrietta and see how we're going to start.
Okay. Mayor and City Council, I want to thank you all for coming tonight. And so we're going to do things a little bit differently than we've done in years before. As you know, right now I'm taking CPM classes, Certified Public Manager, and I'm taking budgeting right now. The timing is really good. And so one of the things they're suggesting in budgeting is that you look at goals and objectives, mission statement. And as I looked at our budget and looked at different documents, a lot of our departments didn't have a mission statement or didn't have goals and objectives that we want to achieve. And so I've met with staff on the budgeting, and we've talked about some numbers, and you have your numbers in your budget, in my proposed budget. Remember, it is proposed. And what we have here is we're going to have each department come and talk to you about some of their goals and objectives, some of their recommendation and things such as that. What you have in front of you is that is no additional numbers other than the pool. And so the agenda starts with parks, but Mayor, your packet starts with pool. Would it be okay if we go to pool first? Mm-hmm. Okay, we have Lisa here. Lisa, would you step to the podium, please? Okay, Lisa, as you may or may not know, she runs our pools and has run them, I believe, for over a decade. She's very active. I almost don't recognize her. She's lost so much weight. I'm so proud of her. I haven't done as well as she has, but I keep getting in that water hoping it'll happen. But Lisa's here, and she can go over some of the pool. She's in the pool department. She is seasonal, which means she only works during the season of the pool. And of course, our lifeguards are seasonal as well. And so I'll turn it over to Lisa. And as you see, we have the pool mission statement. Lisa? Okay. Did you want me to go over the mission statement, Ms. Henrietta? Yes, and in your budget, it's on page 22 that starts talking about money. It's on page 22 of your budget. In general fund, 301, and it should be page 21. 22? 22, I'm sorry. Okay. At the pool, we provide lessons, children's lessons, now adult lessons, water aerobics, pool parties. We've got something going on from 8 a.m. to about 11 p.m. every night, every day of the summer, mid-May to mid-September. What we are having a problem doing is fixing up things to keep them nice, keep them running. I worked there in 1983 to 1989 when I was a teenager, and a lot of things are still exactly like they were when it was built. We've got all these things going on. There's no place else to have more activities, to raise more money. There's no more time. There's no more hours in the day. So what we want to do is raise the prices of most of our activities. And most of these have not been raised in the time that I've worked there, which has been 12 years. Some back to
the early 2000s. So, it costs more to operate the pool. We're having to pay employees more than we did 12 years ago, but our prices are still the same. So we'd like to raise the prices of the admission, which I know has been changed one time in the last 12 years. It was up 75 cents for kids and down 50 cents for senior citizens. That was the only change, and that was about 10 years ago. And then with the splash pad coming, we're going to have more people coming for that. Maybe we should make it 2 and younger free instead of 3 and younger, because they're going to be the little ones are going to be the ones using the splash pad. Swim lessons have been I know it's been at least since 2006 that they've changed. And of course, we've got a big need for that. I've still got people calling trying to get lessons, and we've been full since mid-June. So, if we raise the price, I don't think it's going to cut back on our participation. Pool passes have been $150 for a family of 2 adults and up to 4 kids. If we raise the admission price, we can also raise the price of that to $200. And then pool parties. We have every night of the summer, sometime and weekend mornings booked for pool parties. The only thing we have open is in September. People from around the surrounding cities come. People from San Antonio book their pool parties with us. If we raise the price of the pool parties, we're still going to have a full summer. We'd like to make the cost it's been $150 for Floresville residents and $175 for other zip codes. We'd like to make it all $175, and that's for a 2-hour party. A lot of people want to have a 3rd hour. We could raise that from $75 to $100. We charge more for lifeguards. If they have more people, we need more guards for safety. And then maybe making the weekend parties a little bit more, another $25, because those are the things that go first. They book up quick. And since we are making the cost of the parties the same for Floresville residents and out-of-town people, we can give the Floresville residents an opportunity to book first, maybe a couple days before we start calls. I don't know if y'all ever get season passes for football games, but you line up and you buy your tickets, something like that, and open that up just for Floresville residents. Pay their deposit, they're good to go. And another thing, we have 3. Yes, sir.
Maybe book for Floresville residents like the first month, and then start with the next, during December or something.
We could do that.
So that way,
Yes, we do want to give advantage to our residents first.
if they're going to be paying the same,
And saying that the cost difference is not there, but when I met with Lisa, and she mentioned that there are people from San Antonio that come and use our pool because, of course, it's a private party, and in the city of Floresville, this is the only public pool that we have, and so it is booked up. She'll tell you within the first week, the whole summer is booked. So we want to give preference to our own residents. We really want to work hard on getting some things, but I do want to say that this pool is over 35 years old, and so it is a unique pool, and so there's not much we can do to it other than maintain it, because if we do too much, then we lose our grandfather. And so we have to basically try to keep it going. But these prices and the revenue, and she booked, it's busy, does not pay enough for the staff. And so we need to raise the rate so that we can cover any future maintenance.
Can I ask you a question? Okay, the splash pad, it's gonna be ready in 10 months. So that'll be ready for next summer, right?
Yes, it should be ready for next season.
Okay, they're supposed to put a fence in between, and that way we can rent both sides?
The entrance will come off of the main entrance where you come and pay the pool. So these fees will be pool and splash pad.
But if they can have a side door, if y'all can rent them both at the same time, I mean, there's gonna be a fence and they can have an entrance through that side, but only open it when there's going to be two parties.
Okay, we'll make
Because
sure.
we're not gonna rent both the places for one price.
They could maybe pay an additional fee if they're going to use the splash pad.
Yes.
You know, if they want to include the splash pad in their
I
party.
mean, if they wanna rent that one and they can rent this one both at the same time, I mean, because there's gonna be a fence in between.
Right. And that's something we can, the splash pad is something we could even rent out when swimming lessons are over, you know, during the day, weekdays, that we could even do like daycares or,
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things, I mean, we have a lot of, because we have such volume, we have a lot of monitors and lifeguards there. And so on that side, we'll have a lifeguard. They won't necessarily need to be saving a life because it's supposed to be pretty safe, but they'll be able to monitor the children and things such as that. And those young people, they do a yeoman's job because I'm telling you, when you have, how many kids? You have over 200 kids in the, 200 kids playing, swimming at the same time?
yeah. Well, I mean, it varies, but we.
Yes, sometimes they have, when they have their really large parties, when they have different things, and definitely on free day, they have over 150 to 200 children in that pool,
Yeah.
and they can monitor that splash pad without a problem. It'll actually give some relief and give some room, so we're
It
looking
will.
forward to that.
And that would be just to mainly make sure there's, you know, no one's being
Those splash
destructive.
pads, there's other cities that have them, and they just have them out open anywhere.
Yes.
And they don't have no lifeguards or nothing, because it's not,
Yeah, it's not needed for a lifeguard.
it's for, mainly for,
We just want to make
if
sure
they
that
fall
people
or
are
something.
falling and not running through or pushing each other, and that, you know, it's
And you-
just a monitor.
You would hope that most parents would accompany their kids, but then you're going to have maybe kids that are a little older that are running around. You know, you want to make sure that the little ones are safe.
Do you have any numbers of what the pool has brought in even last year and what the difference would be with these increases?
Last year on revenue, the pool brought in 54,342. That's on 2016, 2017. On 2015, 16, it brought in 52,917. And on 2014, 2015, it brought in 48,898. So as you can see, it doesn't even cover
So we lost
salaries.
$60,000 then
Yeah.
on that pool.
And
It takes between 110 to 115 to operate. That's including salaries. So if you deduct the salaries, which are covered by the revenue, everything else is covered by general fund.
So the budget we have now, since you went down on some of the chemical prices and stuff from, they say the actual in 16, 17, and 15, 16 was roughly 25. You went down to 23, but we're adding a splash pad, and that's going to take chemicals, so are we closing some of the hours down, or are you getting a better deal on chemicals?
Well, actually, we replaced some things and have a new pump, so we're hoping that that can take care of some of the chemicals. We have a long-term contract with a gentleman that does it for us.
That splash pad, roughly, they say could cost us $15,000 a year to maintain it with electric, water, circulation, and chemicals.
Yes.
So where are we gonna,
Well, I was at an EDC meeting last night, and one of the things that EDC is suggesting is that they were willing to increase the number, the amount that they want to do after having that meeting on the 12th. They're willing to increase the maintenance. I believe they went somewhere from 50, that they promised 50,000, that they did promise 65, and their new budget that they're going to be presenting to the council.
is that for parks or just for the pool?
They said for parks.
Yeah, and we're increasing the baseball field and all the maintenance and chemicals on that. And then the parks was short money too. So that's still gonna be skimpy. We have to go up to that $4 just to even maybe.
the maintenance and the chemicals aren't as high as the pools, but it's still costing the person that's gonna use the splash pad.
Well-
So we're gonna make up the difference there.
The electric cost of running the pumps and the chemicals that we put in there, they say the average, national average was $15,000. So that's just the national average with electric motor and a recycling.
With the kids paying in their, paying their fees. I
Ms.
think
Turner.
The fees will make the
Sorry. Go ahead.
fees will make up the difference.
We hope. Yeah, but we're still $60,000 short. So if we double what we brought in to bring it, say we brought in 54 and we double it, that's 108, and it costs us 117. We're still short 4,000 plus the new cost of.
You gotta remember the city's not here.
This is not going to be a revenue maker at
No,
all.
but it can't be losing as
But
much as it's losing.
It's losing. And so what we're hoping to do is just recoup some of the costs to run the pool, the day-to-day run the pool for salary, for salaries. I'm not gonna be-
$4,000 is not a big difference at the cost of the city for the
You know what I'm
pools and splash pad
What
together.
I'm saying is that when you talk about just a salary, our goal would be salaries. That's some of our hard costs that we have to have, that we need to be able to have the revenue to at least be able to cover the hard costs of salary. Maintenance, I don't think we can get to that. It wouldn't be able to be afforded. And then after a while, it's kind of like you're charging me and the pool's not worth that.
I'm just looking at your chemical number. I didn't look at the maintenance. I was looking at your chemical of 23. That's $2,000 less than 16, 17. Plus your utilities is $3,000 less than 16, 17. So that's 3,000 just running the pool, and we're gonna have a pump motor and lights for that. So we know that, well, the electrical and pool cost was 15,000. So if it costs 8,000 to run it, we're still gonna be 8, 9, 10, 11, $12,000 short just on the electrical and the chemicals.
Yeah, but the fees are gonna bring it back up.
The
Do you
fees.
need a consensus of the council to go forward with your budget proposal on this? Because we talked about increasing the fees, and I don't know if the council is
Well,
willing
increase,
to.
We need a consensus so that we can prepare an ordinance that can adjust in reference to the fees. That's why we put it in yellow so that you can see the consensus. And we can run the numbers and do some other dynamics, but we want to say if you all, are these numbers reasonable? We weren't talking, Lisa was very cognizant of what people will be willing to pay. And so this is our suggested price. And then once we have a splash pad and we can see how we can do some things and make some changes. But the bathrooms are pretty old. We had to replace some shower heads. We had to order some shower heads because the things wear out.
Isn't that part of phase 2 that we're gonna revamp all that area?
They're going to do some of it, but not a lot. Most of it's just going to be on the splash pad. So they'll probably get some new fencing because of the gates and things such as that. But actually, they're not going to come much into the pool itself. We're thinking about we have to do some shaded areas, and if there's any contingency fee, we can do some of those shaded areas in the pool area, because as you know, I see it, those are
but-
kind of old.
As I was saying, it's $15,000 a year for the electrical and everything else for the splash pad. I'm sure, way more than sure, that with the fees, it's gonna overcome the cost use just on the splash pad itself.
well, it won't, because the income that we brought in that she just quoted of 54,000,
That's for the pool. We're talking about splash pad and pool.
but is it $4 for the pool or splash pad, or is it $4
No, that's
each?
gonna be a different.
Well, if
fee
we
for
raise the
splash-
prices, we would be raising the prices and
No,
then
but the splash pad is not gonna be the same cost for the pool, is it?
Yes.
It is?
they can come in and use the pool or the splash
Or the
pad
splash
or one
pad.
or the other.
Oh,
Um,
I thought that was a separate cost.
I wish, but we didn't.
Because
Well-
there's gonna be people just coming in for the splash pad and not.
There's gonna be a gate. They're gonna rent one or the other, or else pay extra if they want both.
Right, for parties and such, but on a day-to-day basis, I don't think they're gonna be willing to pay that much just for the splash pad.
No, 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 no. I mean, for the regular days, it's gonna be one price.
And we will be able
I'm talking
to,
about parties and,
yeah, and we will be able to do the splash pad a lot longer. We're not quite sure about the season, but, to get sweat and wet and things, and that's things that we have to do to prep the pool, as we have to wait some time for the tip chlorine and things such as that. So there's more of an activity, like she said, her pool party stopped in September, but it still gets pretty hot in September. So the splash pad can still be continuing as the pool has to close down, but again, the price still stays the same.
Well, I think that we need to clarify that, just to make it perfectly clear to citizens. This will be the price for the pool, this will be the price for the pool and the splash pad, or just the splash pad, yeah.
Even
So
when
that
you-
we stipulate it explicitly how the charges will be, how the charges will be for each.
So for
future vote.
adults, like myself, if I'm going to the pool, it's $6. If I want to go over there and just get wet, it's the same $6. I can go over there. You coming
Be the
in to
same.
get wet, it's $6.
Exactly.
In the heat of the
But what we're
summer,
talking about, like, say, you were talking about, like, in the weekend, right, if we're gonna have,
Right,
if
if
we're gonna have
somebody-
a party, or during the week, hey, I wanna rent the splash pad only, X amount of dollars.
if you're gonna do the splash pad only on the weekend, it's the $200 plus the extra guard is $35, and then the 25 plus 25, because it's the weekend. You pay more on the weekend than you pay during the week. And then we can add additional fee if you want to say another $25, another $50. If you want, I want the pool and a splash pad, and so those kind of things we can set up and be able to do. But we wanted to give you all an idea of what the cost is, and I wanted to do the pool first because they're the ones with the fees. Okay.
So, there,
Monica?
no, I'm just trying to take some notes. But, so we do need an ordinance, or we don't need an?
Yes, you need an ordinance in order to do fees. We're hoping to present an ordinance on fee schedule. We didn't put pavilions and rental pavilions with this because typically it's with administration. Park doesn't really even monitor that. And then there was an unwritten policy someplace about employees getting free and their family getting free, and we're gonna have to say everybody's gotta pay.
What do you mean employees getting free on what?
In the pool,
The employees getting free? I just rented it and paid $300 for it.
No, not for the
not
parties,
for the
for
parties,
the admission.
for the admission, and so.
Oh, I didn't
It's
know
on
that.
any
I want a
employee,
refund.
any employee in their family
Yes.
can swim for free at the pool.
that I paid, 95 and.
It was an unwritten policy, but we can't do that. I mean, everybody's gonna have to pay the price to go into the pool. And I pay for my water aerobics.
I always paid. I never knew the city was free.
Okay, just asking the council are kind of an idea of, are you okay with the increases in the fees so we can go forward with that part?
Well, Mayor, I
What-
think
what
all we
are they?
can do is, one of the council can sponsor the ordinance. That's all we
I
have
guess
to
did he get a copy of?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it's in,
Councilman, did you get a copy of this?
Do you think that's enough? Like,
These are just our suggestions.
I don't think the citizens of the city of Floresville should be having to pay the same price as the people coming out from that county.
We've had.
And even have priority on that. you know,
Well, we run into a problem that somebody uses somebody else's address, and so I reserve it under Floresville discount for my cousin in San Antonio, and it's kind of hard to track
No,
that
but
down.
regardless, if they do it that way, I mean, they did it that way, but like the people that come in from San Antonio, they should, or from different areas, should, I mean, citizens of Floresville should have a cheaper price than the outside.
Okay, and so your recommendation for the 2-hour party for residents would be the $200, and what for non-residents?
225 or something.
Okay, we'll make note of that. Oops, excuse me. So we have 225 for non-residents, and then we still want to have that option to allow our residents to sign up first.
you're talking about the pool parties?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And then we still
What are
have,
they now? They're 150?
they're at 150.
Okay, I thought we had talked about making it 175, because the out-of-town people were 175. I thought we were gonna make everybody 175, but was it 200?
He still wants a staggered.
Okay. Maybe making the Floresville residents 175 is what the out-of-town people were paying, and the out-of-town people can pay 200?
We need to be able to maintain the pool, and if we lower the fee to 175, we will not even have enough for chemicals.
We're still raising it to
Don't matter
25.
what, we have to double the money just to
Yes.
lose 15%. So that's what we're still
So
gonna lose is
residents-
15%. So if we double our money, we're not gouging nobody.
City residents, 200, Lisa.
Yeah.
And then non-residents,
It's
it's
225.
225, is what they're
225.
saying.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds great.
So I thought it was 150, no?
That's what it is right now.
That's what it is
Well,
now.
okay, if it's 150 now, we're raising it $25?
$50.
$50.
Yes.
Okay, any other questions or comments?
So as you look at it line, we can do that, and it'll come back to you in the ordinances we talk about, not just this fee, but all fees that we're talking about across the board.
Because I don't think you can go to San Antonio and rent a pool anywhere for $150.
But you're sitting here and just
With
to,
lifeguards and everything.
just to rent the kitchen here for this facility is $300.
That's a good question.
So if you rent this place, the kitchen is $300 to rent.
So when can
I
we
have a
start
question.
renting it?
Okay, so.
This is for next year.
For every year, I start taking calls on April 1st. And the thing is, people call, they start calling me at 12:01 a.m., April 1st.
Yeah.
Every year. Every year.
Wow.
And by the morning, I've got
Sorry
20 people
about
on my
that,
list.
but-
And so what I'd like to do is set up this coming year, April 1st is a Monday, Saturday and Sunday, set up maybe here, 1 o'clock till whenever the line's gone. Only Floresville people can book those 2 days before I start taking the calls. If I wait to take the calls and say, give priority to just Floresville, I don't know their address by their
So
phone message.
when do you think you're gonna start?
The March 30th.
Okay.
Councilman,
Floresville
hold on. Councilman Ortiz has been waiting to ask a question.
I have a question, ma'am. Have you made any comparisons to other cities such as Pleasanton or Seguin or others with pools?
We are about the same. I don't think, I know Pleasanton does not have a party schedule like we have. They will close at 5, have a party, open back up. But we're like, it's people kind of know what to expect. We've been doing it the same way so long. We don't have private parties during open hours. They can come and have a party, but they're going to pay for everybody that comes in. And
About how many individuals fit that pool per night, an average?
for a pool party,
Yes.
parties vary. It can be
Right.
20 people, it can be 120 people. We'd like to.
How about if it's just a recommendation, how about if we base it on individuals going in there like prorated?
Well,
Like,
we can do that.
Not much, but prorated.
You're talking about having 2 parties?
No. One party. Say on this Saturday, you got 50 people, okay? But they're still paying this amount.
Right.
Next week, you got 150, and it's still the same.
Right, and people, how RSVPs goes, you don't really know
Do we have
how
any
many you're
guards
gonna
there?
have.
What is the max that you can have in that pool?
Our max is 150. I would like to lower that to about 130 because just from what I've seen, on a free day we had 168 got in there, and I had 6 guards out. The thing, if they have, what we do as far as swimmers, if they are going to have more than 70 swimmers, they need to pay for another lifeguard. They pay, it's $25 now, and I'm thinking it should be $35. Whether those people show up or not, that lifeguard's going to stay for that party. But a lot of people don't know who's coming. They think it would be hard to say, I guess unless they only invited so many people and paid that much, that'd be something to think about too.
It's just a
Mr. Ortiz, to give you a thing, since you asked that, and I thought it was a great question. The fee, this is Seguin. It's $4 for 4 to 11, $5 for 12 to 59, $4 for 60, and 0 private parties. 0 to 600 people for 3 hours is $425.
That's what I'm talking about.
And that's, what pool is that in Seguin?
Seguin, on their website.
We're half the price.
And we don't have room for that many people though.
Well,
in
but
our
they
pool.
say 0 to 600,
Right.
425. They don't care.
They don't prorate it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're at half.
So anyway,
Yeah.
you decided that 2 and under should go in free instead of 3.
Because of the splash pad.
I agree with that.
Or, a thought is even maybe 3 and under $1, something.
But we have a lot of young families that are starting. That 0 to 2 to be free is not unreasonable, because we do have a lot of young kids that have kids that don't have money.
Right. And the parent's going to pay to come.
And the parents pay the full amount, and they're going to be right with the child, I hope.
You hope.
So that,
Most of the time.
I believe they should be free because we got so many young kids that have young kids.
I would agree with 2 and under, free.
Yes. And then Lisa really wanted to have, and she put at the bottom of hers, a free admission on Memorial Day only, because we do need to have a free day. And so,
But you need to put a limit of how many people can go in there
On the free day, oh, yes.
on the free day.
And we do try, in the past, it's been 200, and then we said no, 150, and I think 135 is the safest. And what we do